Hello everyone and welcome to today's design class. Today we are going to do this simple poster design right here. So to do that, we'll go and create a new file. So we click on create new and then we add in our width and height, which is 736 by 920. And then you click on enter and it's going to create a new design file for you that you're going to work on, a blank page. So to start the design, we're going to go to our toolbar, click on the rectangle tool and draw the rectangle for our background. The rectangle. So we are going to double click on the rectangle and we're going to input our color code, which is B3112B. This is the color code that we are going to use, and then we click on enter. Next thing we are going to do is to add our text, our main text, which is Supra. So we type in Supra, click on the check button, and then take our move tool and increase the size of our text. Let's increase it to 122. We're going to change the text to heather green. We're going to use heather green for our design. So we place it here and then we can place our guides. Draw out your guide from the ruler panel and place our guides. So this is the guide that we're going to use for our designs today. So after typing in our Supra, we'll type in other text. Let's reduce it, please. Let's change the text to Montserrat and the size to 3. The size to 3. Enter. So let's type in the Toyota GR Supra MKS. So we're going to change it from regular to bold. We're going to change it to bold and then use our move tool to place it at the top and make sure that it's aligned to the guide that we're using for our design. So the next thing we're going to create is the logo. Let's type in studio, and then we're going to make this bold and change the studio to regular. Change it to regular and then click on this check, click on our move tool and take it to the top. We're going to make sure that it's aligning with the text at the left. So to add our circle logo, we don't have a logo, so we'll just take a custom shape. We'll go to custom shape tool, click on this. You can use anything you want. You can even choose to use a crown. That's still fine. So we're going to take our circle tool. We're going to draw it. Then we'll double click on the shape and change it to white. So we'll take it and place it beside our text, and that is our logo. So the next thing that we're going to do is to bring in our car. We're going to bring in our Supra. So click on file, place embedded, and then double click to bring in our car. And luckily for us, the background has already been removed. So after bringing in your car, the next thing that you're going to do is to change the color of this car so that it can match the background. And to do that, it's not hard. You just come to your adjustments layer here, you click there, and then you click on hue and saturation. When you click on it, you make sure that you clip it to only the car. If you don't clip it, it is going to affect your entire design background, and we don't want that. So you're going to come here to the hue, and we are going to change the color. So what you will notice is as you move, it's changing to different colors, but that's not the color we want. What we want is red. So we'll bring it to this place, and then we will use the saturation to adjust how bright we want it to be. So this is okay. This is perfect. So once you place your car, you click here, and that is it. The next thing that we are going to do is to add in our text. So you click on T, and then you type in. You can draw a text box. You can draw in a text box, and then we are going to type in build. We can't see our text because it is too big, so we'll reduce the size of the text to 6, and then we'll change our font to Montserrat. Let's keep it bold. So build to ignite, reignite, reignite the thrill of driving. So we'll highlight and change our leading to 6. And then what we are going to do is we'll click the 2, we'll highlight the 2 and change it to regular. We'll highlight off, change it to regular weight, and also day, and change it to regular weight. And then click here, pick our move tool, and place our text so that it will align with the guide and other designs. So the next thing we are going to do is we're going to place a longer text, but for this text I'm going to copy and paste it because we don't have a text for it. So it's a lorem ipsum text. So we're going to paste in our text, and this text, the size is 2.5 points, is 3.5 point leading. So we'll place it here, and then we're going to add our footer text, the other text to the design. So I'm going to copy and paste this text because I don't have a text for it. So we have pasted in our text, and the size is 2. So whatever you tend to write there, just make sure that it's 2 points. The text size is 2 points, and it is the leading is 3. So here we wrote 250 kilowatts 734. You can just copy it right now and put in your design. Then this is bold, Montserrat's bold, and the lower text is regular. So you can do it for each of these texts too, and make sure that it's well aligned. Now the next thing we are going to add in our barcode, and to do that we are going to go to our file, place embedded. Our barcode is not here. Let me bring it in. I'm going to copy and paste in our barcode. So this is our barcode. You can easily download this online, or I will add it to the resource panel. You're going to find it in the resource file. You'll find it in the resource file. So the last thing that we're going to add is, one of the last things we're going to add is, we are going to add a brush stroke. So to add a brush stroke, you create a new layer, you come here and you add a new layer, and then you click B to pick your brush tool, and then you right click. We're going to pick a brush. Let's take this brush. You can, if you don't have brush, you can just use the normal brush for it, or you could just leave it. It's not a must that you add the brush stroke. It's just for just to make it look pleasing. So we will just draw in. Okay, we'll change our color. Make sure that we are using white. Change our color to white, and then we'll draw in. It's too bold. Let's reduce our brush by clicking the left arrow bracket key. The left bracket key. Decrease it. Draw another one. So this is it. It's not a must you add it. Okay, so we're going to duplicate it. Ctrl J, and then we'll bring it to the other side, and then align it too. So it's not a must that you add this. It's not really necessary. If you don't have the brush, you could just leave it like that. The design is still fine. So lastly, we are going to add an overlay to the design. So let's bring in our overlay. You go to File, Place Embedded, and then you click on this to add the overlay, and make sure that it covers, you draw it from the sides and it covers the entire design. Then you click on OK, and then we are going to change the blend mode to we're going to add it, we're going to change it to subtract. This is okay. We're going to change it to subtract, and we'll reduce the opacity to 16. Reduce the opacity to 16. See, it's not as harsh as it was, but it adds a little bit of texture to the design. And then we're going to add our last overlay. So we'll go to File, Place Embedded, double click on the paper, and then we'll add this crumble paper. And then you make sure that it covers the design well. Make sure it covers the design well. Click OK, and then we're going to change it. We'll go to the overlay. Sorry, for the opacity, okay, we are going to leave it at subtract. Then for the paper, we are going to leave it at multiply. For the paper, we'll leave it at multiply. So it's, you see the kind of effect it's giving the design, like a crumpled paper kind of effect. But we are not going to leave it like this because it's too harsh. We'll reduce the opacity. So we'll reduce the opacity to 14. And that is it about this design. We are going to reduce it to, let's leave it to 16. Let's leave it at 16. And for the black overlay, let's make it 14. So that is it about this design. That is all. It's not hard, it's just easy. All you need to do is to know how to place and where to place your text, and make sure that the text are not like they are not fighting in the design. Like you are using maybe you are using, let's say, point size of 10 for this text. For the subtext, you are still using point size of 10, which is not supposed to be. So make sure that you give your design breathing space. You give your design space to breathe, and you also align things properly. These are what makes your designs to be aesthetically pleasing. And that is it about this design. If you have any questions, just drop it in the group chat and I am going to respond to you.